Welcome, everybody, to Thundering Einherjar, episode 12. My name is Sam Lander, I'll be your GM, and I have some players.
Good evening. I am Zur playing Geralt Kenshin, the Newbergian local.
I am Suda playing Yvonne Horn. Her file is still redacted.
I'm Hegemon Lur. I am playing Caleb Archer, who just doesn't quite have enough money yet.
Oh.
And I'm Eastboard. I'm playing as Marina Haffa. I guess partly doctor, partly mech pilot.
One half doctor, one half sniper, one half mech pilot.
Right, 1.5 person.
Exactly. All right. So, you guys have just received or Caleb, you have just received a phone call from about 9 light minutes. Yeah, about 9 light minutes out in space. From one Anya Geyer, Commandant General of the Lyrian Commonwealth, saying that she has a job for you.
So, as a player,
Yeah.
that's a really long conversation.
Yeah. Or is it pretty HPG?
No, this is definitely not HPG. HPG does not do intra-planetary communications. It only does inter-system communications. It can't shoot at another planet. It's got to go outside the system. So yes, you're pretty sure that she doesn't want an immediate response, or at least not a live conversation. Yes.
So I'll respond and say that we're definitely interested in hearing more details.
Right. So an interminable 18 minutes later, she responds back, says, we have gotten clearance now from planetary authorities. We'll be landing in approximately 4 days. I hope we can see you then. And then the connection is more permanently cut off.
I will look at my phone, hang it up, and then go about setting up a meeting of my command staff and various mech warriors.
Okay. I'm assuming, pull in Company 2, Lance 1, probably the player characters. Anybody else in particular? Your
Tai
okay.
Stanislav.
Tai Stanislav. I got a player mech warrior company.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm looking through the list right now. So it'd be Company 1, Lances 1 and 2, Company 2, Lance 1, probably the head techs. So that'd be Kyoko Tatinen and Ragnhild Lager.
Okay.
The doc and the head administrator.
So Sue
Probably multiple
and
administrators.
So Agamemnon, who we've never actually seen on screen. Sue. Probably that's a German name. I don't know how to say it. Vibke. So Vibke Agamemnon. Sue. Kyoko. Mariko. Stanislav, Bob, Ericus, Gregor, Geralt, Denver, Yori, you, Devon, Yvonne, Marina. Sound like a good crew? That's about...
You got the techs as well? Ragnhild and...
Ragnhild. I didn't grab Ragnhild. All right, so... And Kyoko. All right. So you find, in your new digs, you guys have probably an office building with a conference room in it, that can hold, what's that, about 2 dozen people almost.
Yay. You get a proper conference room, not a half-ass one where everyone has to stand on top of each other.
Yeah, like this is one of those like corporate boardroom conference rooms with the giant table in the middle, and probably a couple of the Aztecs bringing coffee and donuts, and probably a mix of coffee because there's spacers like Caleb who like space coffee, and then there's planetary natives, and especially Geralt, who planetary coffee is so much better. But yeah, time of day was, we'll say it was morning when you got the phone call, so about, say you got a lunch meeting set up by the time getting everybody organized. So yeah, people start filtering in. Stanislav is like hits the table, has a couple, like a donut on a thumb and a forefinger, and a big mug of coffee in the other hand, and like plops himself down at the third position from your right, Caleb, at the table.
Geralt plops down at a random spot on the table with a tablet out, a cup of coffee in his hand, and a donut threaded onto his pinky. What you got?
Well, I don't want to repeat myself. Let's wait till everybody's here, and I'll get us all up to speed at the same time.
Mariko comes in near the tail of the pack. She is immaculately clean. Her time in this last 6 months on planet seemed to have recentered her from the trials and tribulations on Solaris. Her uniform looks like it has either been retailored or maybe perhaps made new. It is looking immaculate. And you only see her wear it in the Einherjar areas. Like every once in a while, you'll catch her out about town where you'll see her wearing more generic mercenary clothes. But with you guys, she is always wearing her ex-DCMS uniform. Since you guys haven't established any sort of formal uniform yet. She's one of the last ones in. She eschews donuts, but does get a cup of coffee that is unaltered, no sugar, no cream, and sits down. Probably she sits down next to Stanislav, but like the one chair closer. Across the table from her are Kyoko and Ragnhild. Sue is down near the base of the table.
Probably sit somewhere near Sue.
Okay. Your Agamemnon is, Agamemnon is hovering. He is wont to hover, but he mostly hovers over video phone. And about that time, everybody is in the room. The last person to enter is probably Bob. Closes the door with a click and goes to find a place to sit.
All right, people, let's calm it down a minute. I don't want to shout to be heard. Can you hear me back in the back there, Bob?
Yeah, just fine.
Geralt will get up, go over to Caleb, flick on the microphone, go back and sit down.
Oh, hey, that'll make things a little better. So I'll try and keep this short. Got a lot of people here. Here's the deal. We're not making a lot of money. We're breaking even on this garrison gig, but we're not making a lot of money. We have an inbound Lyrian dropship. Now, since they were kind enough to give us a call, I don't think they're hostile.
Chuckles around the table.
I'm expecting that they're going to be coming in with an offer that may take us off planet. At the same time, we've got an extension offer that's a lot more valuable than what we've been doing, and would give us a place of something of a home base of operations. So, I'd like your input on what our next move ought to be. We can hang out here. We can move off world altogether. We can split up and take part of our force off world and still maintain this as a home base. Just kind of like a sense of the whole room.
Agamemnon raises his hand, like from his seated location. Major?
Go ahead.
I think I can speak for most of the support staff when I say that New Bergen's a pretty nice place to be. Like, all in all, some of us got wanderlust and would never stay no planet, but people are nice. Point kind of nods to Geralt. In general, we're liking it here. It's been a nice 6 months. Especially once you pointed out that there were maybe some foreign agents working to foment some riots, and they kind of got that tamped down a little bit. All in all, I like it here, and I think most of the support staff could agree.
What about the mech jocks?
You strap a multi-ton reactor under me, give me some guns, I'm good anywhere.
Colorful as always, Yvonne.
I mean, I don't know how sustainable it is to stay here, though.
Well, we wouldn't remain in this place. I think we would outgrow it fairly soon. There is on offer an actual landhold on one of the other continents, so we could actually set up more permanent digs. And to be honest, I don't know what sort of an offer is coming in with that dropship.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big one.
Mariko kind of catches your eye. Caleb?
Yes, Tai.
I have never trusted the Lyrians. I have fought in no less than, well, probably closer to 2 or maybe 3 wars against them, but never for them. So they are not the Davion, at least they are not dishonorable, but they are shrewd, so don't expect to come out with as much money as the contract might indicate at first.
Well, it will just have to put Agamemnon's wits to the test on this contract if we do get one.
He breaks out into a flop sweat.
All right, people. Let's get everything shined up. If we are having a contractor come in, I'd like to have us in parade condition. They're due to arrive in about 3.5 days, so we've got a little bit of time. But I want everything polished up, ready to go, looking our best. Let's have the mech warriors here stick around. Everyone else, you can go on ahead, and we'll talk more later. Thanks.
Ragnhild and Kyoko kind of look at each other and go, yeah, Major, we can get the mechs all spiffed up, and we can even hang new pine the air fresheners. We can even hang new air fresheners in the cockpits.
That'd be good, especially Bob's. Make sure that you stick an extra one in there.
Bob laughs. And the support staff and techs and stuff leaving the dozen mech warriors left in the room.
All right. I need to know if anybody has any reservations with working for the Lyrians now before we negotiate with them. I appreciate your honesty and openness, Tai. Honestly, I'm not too fond of working for any major house, but the money ought to be good, so we'll have to see how it comes down.
Stanislav looks up and says, well, the major houses at least wouldn't try to pay us with IOUs.
Yep.
They tend to be cash up front sort of people with mercenary contracts. But that again, they also tend to have ironclad contracts as well. They know how to hire and run mercenary companies, for better or worse.
Yeah, the trick is not to get run into the ground while we're doing their dirty work. Tell you what, I shoot the message on my phone over to Stanislav. Can you take a look at this and see if you can dig up anything on this commander? I'm not familiar with them at all.
You give me 5 minutes, and he pulls out his compad and starts tapping away at it.
That's fast.
The Commandant General, they're going to have public files. They are probably nobility of some level or other.
Oh.
Geralt will just nod at that remark from Stanislav and look over at Mariko and just say, I respect your attitude towards the Lyrans. Understand that I have the same or worse reservations against the Curetans. So
She nods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any contracts options from Kurita, because judging by what the coordinator said, any contract you might get from the Curetans is an invitation to a trap and destruction. He's still pissed at the Dragoons.
yeah, but regarding the Lyrans, I haven't heard anything really awful about them. So, thumbs up for me.
Yori has no opinion. She just kind of shrugs. Thomas is in... Oh, he's in the third. Okay. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong list. Ericus is... I think he's originally Lyran, so he's on board. Who else do we have here? Marco is reserved but not upset. Bob is Bob.
Gregor.
Gregor is on board as well. He's also from the Lyrian Commonwealth. I think Geralt is as well. Or no, you're not. I don't know why. Never mind. Geralt is Geralt.
Geralt is Geralt, and he's from New Bergen.
Yes.
I'm with Caleb. I'm not a huge fan of working for the major houses, but the paycheck's good and it's not Comstar.
Stanislav looks up from his work and says, "You are going to have to explain to me what your beef with Comstar is at some point." And then he tap like motions to your phone and it bings Caleb.
I'll look down at it, and what do I see?
You see a rotating portrait of one Commandant General Anya Angrit Geyer. She has some minor noble title to Blackjack. I think it's Blackjack. Yeah, it's the Blackjack system. She is so a little bit of context for the players and my universe. Pretty much everybody in this universe, or at least a lot of people in this universe, are some level of brown. Like there aren't any real wide,
All mixed
very
race.
yeah, a lot of mixed race. There are some systems and stuff that have, more concentration or other. Like Draconis Combine is more heavily tilted Japanese. The Rasselhag area is more heavily tilted Northern European, but a lot of the Inner Sphere is generically brown. I'll go with. She, however, is not. She is a 45-ish year old. Says she's 6'2". She's a black woman. She has in this picture a set of braids, like the small braids pulled back into a bun on the back of her head. She looks like she is an athlete and warrior. She cuts a fine shape in her Lyrian Commandant General's uniform. She is listed as the battalion commander of the 3rd Battalion of the 1st Lyrian Regulars, a regimental combat team. 1st Lyrian Regulars are a 4-regiment RCT. They have 3 regiments of mechs, but those aren't just 3 battalion groups. 1st Regiment is actually a 4-battalion regiment. So, 1st Regiment is a 4-battalion regiment. The other 2 are 3-battalion regiments. The 4th Regiment is a combined arms, mostly troopers, but they also have a tank company regiment. And they have listed, like, there's a dozen jump ships listed at the I think I said at the Nadir point. Those are all listed under the 1st Lyrian, and then there's at least 12 more jump ships associated simply with the 1st Lyrian. They were last per Stanislav's information. They were last seen at the Edge, and they were fighting with somebody there.
Wait, the Edge changed alliance.
You guys don't necessarily know that yet.
No, me personally.
They just they were seen fighting with the 25th Rasselhag regulars on the Edge, with the assistance of the 10th Donegal Guards, which is also a regimental combat team, although the 10th Donegal is a mostly non-mech regimental combat team. And if this isn't true to the canon, well, it's true to my canon.
Yeah, from Draconis. It says from Draconis to Illyrian.
Yep. Yeah, so
I will have tossed all of this up on the screens in the conference room, so I don't have to try and explain it.
Okay. So you guys can all see that. Mariko... probably... Yeah, Mariko would be the one who would know. Says, well, if they're here, that means they either won or lost at the Edge and are probably like... cooldown resupply, maybe, is what they're going for. Did she look like she was... Does anybody get a sense whether they were licking their wounds or do they seem to be in good shape?
Only really talked to the commander, and she at least presents a pretty put together image. So I'm thinking they're not running with their tails between their legs.
Stanislav says, well, seems strange if they're running. This is 2 jumps further into Draconis space, so why run this way? Geralt, one thing you would know, you guys announced your independence about 6 months ago, or New Bergen did, rather.
Yep. Geralt will pipe up with, well, one reason to jump here would be we have announced the independence. We are not Curitan, we are not Lyran, we are our own system. So they might be trying to get a reprieve from multiple sides at once, maybe? Or resupply, or a lot of things can happen. And we're a single jump from Rasselhag.
You can see Mariko make a face at that. And then she kind of looks over at you, says, single jump, yes, but Rasselhag, I don't think the Combine has organized theirs into regimental combat teams, but I would be surprised if there are fewer than 6 regiments on Rasselhag right now.
Sounds on par with the latest intel I was privy to.
Definitely not an easy target.
They have defense in depth figured out. I wouldn't land on Rasselhag with fewer than 3 RCTs, and probably would want 4. She motions to the organization of the First Lyrian. 4 of those entire groups. So 300, 600, 2,000, 3,000 mechs.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Rasselhag is the local command and control center for this section of the Draconis Combine. They have good defenses. Not everywhere, mayhaps, but direct assault on planet is going to be heavy losses.
Well, we can speculate quite a bit. I don't know that it benefits us much. If they're coming to resupply, that's between them and the New Bergen government. If they're coming to conquer us, I can't imagine they would launch with or ground a single dropship. So, just a single dropship, I mean. So, what they would bring in, we can't stand up to, and I don't plan to. My hope is that they're coming in with a contract to plug some holes in their group and give us a chance to actually bank some decent coin. So let's plan to show them a warm welcome. We'll parade our mechs by as they unload, and we'll welcome them to New Bergen here in about 3.5 days.
Question, Gilb. What do we do about the unicorn?
That's a really good question. I think that it might have a problem with its actuators in the leg shortly before the parade.
GM was going, what in the heck's a unicorn? Now I remember, so continue.
I'm just out of an overabundance of caution, do we really want to show them we have what we have?
Stanislav looks at you and goes, no. I don't even believe what you have. How did you get it out of the New Bergen? Don't tell me.
As Stanislav is saying, don't tell me, Geralt is just looking back. How did you leave Solaris with 24 mechs?
Ah, we have friends. Speaking of, Caleb, sometime I should talk with you.
All right, sounds good. Oh shoot, I let Agamemnon get away. We need to go back over the contract extension and nail down the terms before we try to negotiate this next contract.
As you see Geralt furiously tapping away at his phone, and you hear a bleep on his phone, and a message sent for head admin.
For Agamemnon to show back up, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Like less than 5 minutes later, Agamemnon hovers into the room. Yes?
Found him.
Gee, girl, thanks. Just what I wanted. I'll turn to Agamemnon and turn back to the rest of the group. You're all dismissed. We'll talk again.
All right. So, Agamemnon, you and him have a long, boring to you but interesting to him conversation, and figure out what the contract terms are. And they 25 million mostly in land, and then payment continuing for like coverage and stuff. So 4 days later, you guys see there are 18 drop ships inbound, and about like they're inbound in formation. Like watching the radar, you guys have gotten clearance to come into the control tower if you want. Watching the radar of this, they are flying well with pretty good precision. They look to have pretty good pilots. 18 drop ships inbound. 3 overlords. There are half a dozen unions, and the rest of the drop ships are the non-union one's the union size, whose name I always forget and I never have it pulled up. Commercial dropships are like non-military. And one team of 6 dropships arcs towards Radal, one arcs towards Voxadal, and one arcs towards Yellowstad. And you guys watch as a tight formation of dropships lands just to the north, southwest, east of the airport, right over here, with the overlord in the center of the group, and there's 2 unions. Union 1 and Union 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 commercial dropships. And like they're good. Whoever's flying this have good pilots, because they landed way closer than you would feel comfortable landing in normal situations. Like within 5 minutes of grounding, you guys see hatches opening up on the Overlord, and it starts disgorging. It's not exactly the right term, but yes, mechs start coming off of its flanks, and pretty soon it's pretty evident that this is a parade formation, but also a perimeter establishing parade.
I assume that we're almost all in our mechs lined up as well, near the airport.
Yeah, you guys would know that field up there is where they got clearing to land, so you could pretty easily be in the airport or somewhere nearby.
All right, I will key up my mic and just on the general channel. Welcome to New Bergen. I forget the name of the group. First
Lyrian, First Lyrian Regulars.
First Lyrian Regulars. Welcome to New Bergen.
You get a key back and recognize Anya's voice. Says, "Glad to be here, Major. You guys are looking well. I will have my chief of staff contact you with a meeting time, but we should really establish ourselves on planet. It's good to see defenders treated so well.
Looking forward to meeting you. We'll be in touch when you're ready.
The comm cuts out. She is piloting a oh shoot. What is she piloting? I don't know off the top of my head. Something in the heavy range with some mobility. But
Grasshopper?
no, maybe a little heavier than that.
How about a Victor?
Victor's an assault. There's a couple Victors in her, look like her command lance, but she is not piloting a Victor. I don't. Anyway, it's not critical right now. I can figure it out later. Pretty quickly you guys see like the civilian vessel or the Unions unload mostly like carrier trucks, non-combat vehicles. The Overlord spits out 36 mechs who establish a perimeter. There's a full company of assaults involved, but they're spread out amongst multiple lances from the looks of things, or the lances of assaults are spread out amongst multiple different companies. And the non-military vessels, they open their doors, but then don't, like, you guys see people moving around around them, but don't unload any like vehicles or anything. Probably 15 minutes to half an hour after landfall, you see the governor's entourage pull up beside your guys' parade formation. Orion Stalker. Ooh. I like a stalker. Let me look that up.
Stalkers aren't they?
Stalkers are assaults.
85, yeah. So she's not in a Black Knight Orion. She's not in an Orion. Maybe she wasn't a Grasshopper.
Let's say if you want something with mobility, Grasshopper's about as good as you're gonna get in.
Yeah, we're gonna go with she's in a Grasshopper, and there are two Victors flanking her in her command lance. All right, so governor pulls up, and you guys get a key over your general comm. Says, "What's your feeling, Major?"
Well, so far they've been pretty respectful with what they came in with. They didn't have to be, so I think it's going about as good as you could have hoped for.
Do you saying you can't take them?
We're good, but we ain't that good. Nobody's that good.
She laughs in response. All right, I have a meeting with them in about 45 minutes. They wanted me to come in under their guns. I think I'm to offer fealty, if not literally, then at least figuratively. So I've got a meeting on their overlord about 45 minutes. Do you have a sense of the woman?
Not yet. We've had only brief conversations, but they were up front, and I think if you play straight with her, that's as good as you could hope for. The independence of New Bergen may be on paper with all you've got, but honestly, Governor, that's all you really ever had a hope for.
She nods. Yeah, I think you're not wrong. Well, we'll figure that out. Good luck, Major. You can go ahead and stand down as many troops as you see fit, and I'll see you on the other side. Call me sometime tomorrow, and we'll have a talk.
Sounds good. I'll switch over to the combat channels and the the Lance leaders and said, dismissed except for regular patrols. Thank you all for showing up and polishing things up. We'll talk to you later.
All right. You see her entourage drive in to. You guys are already within long range weapon range of the Unions, but drive in definitely under the guns of the Unions, and just her car actually pull up into the Overlord dropship. All right. About 12 hours, let's say somebody else has something for now, about 12 hours later.
I'm assuming they're good. They're not having like heavy casualties or something that they've been contacting us about.
No, the drop ships look to be undamaged, or at least very lightly damaged. The mechs themselves look to be in good repair. You can see some recent patches, like in fresh paint that doesn't match the entirety of the unit. So definitely repaired recent combat damage, but they look to be repaired and not in disarray of any sense. The Unions look like they may have seen some hot drops where they were under fire. The Overlord is untouched. It is pristine. If you didn't know better, you'd think it was new. And yeah, the mechs, the Victors, they also look to be in relatively untouched position, but it looks like the Grasshopper took some fighting at some point in the recent past. So 12 hours later, you guys are in, I'm going to say the party is in a conference room discussing something, and you guys get a phone call over the conference room audio device. This is more of a neat sort of ring.
Geralt, can you figure out how to answer that thing?
Stretches out, hitting the green, the icon of a green handset, slightly tilted away from the bar.
This is Staff Sergeant, insert name here, and I should have come up with the name instead of just forgetting that I was going to. Gita Kranz, calling for Commander Thundering Einherjar.
This is Caleb Archer. Go.
The Commandant would like to have a meeting with you and whomever you see fit. Say a few hours aboard the Overlord.
That works. Give us a time, and we'll bring about, say, 8 people.
8 people sounds good. Will you be coming in mechs or in vehicles?
Mechs doesn't seem like it's worth the effort. We'll bring some hover transports.
Very well. We'll send, if you could have your assistant send over the vehicle identifications for the vehicles that will be pulling in. See you in about 4 hours, and you get a ping, like a meeting notification on your phone.
All right, people. This is it. Let's see who we need to bring. I'm thinking. Look around the room. So is this like a staff meeting where who all's in the room with us right now? Basically,
I would say probably Lance. Let's see. Probably Lance's 1 and 2 of Company 1. probably Stanislav and Kyoko. So actually, yeah, probably I'm going to go with Lances 1 and 2 or no, probably not Kyoko, probably Ragnhild, because it's probably a maintenance meeting. So Ragnhild, command our Lances 1 and 2 of Company 1. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, so I'll send out a ping to let's see, who would we send? About 8 people. So probably most of Lance 1 and well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I've probably got it set up so that I can ping the command staff. So I'll just ping them all that we've got a meeting at in 4 hours with the Lyrians and ask for volunteers to join in. And I'll say as much to the room as well.
So Mariko pings back with a volunteer. Stanislav does not. Nobody else from Company 2 seems super interested.
Geralt will pipe up. I've got a 6-seater car I can use.
I'll just ping in to want to join. Marina.
All right, that gets us up to about 5. We need 3 more.
I mean, if I can get my pet, sir, I'll come.
Sorry, that's Ragnhild like giggling at the poking that Yvonne has been giving in the last couple weeks about miniature sloths.
Caleb just looks at her and shakes his head. Anybody else?
I'm sorry.
All
Okay,
right,
breathing
Yvonne,
again.
You can come, but we're not done. We're not done talking about the baby sloth.
At least we're not done talking about it. I still have a chance. Yes.
Caleb just puts his head in his hand and just you can see the headache.
All right. Denver volunteers as well to come along. So Caleb, Yvonne, Marina, Geralt, Denver. Caleb, Yvonne, Marina, Geralt, Denver. Mariko.
Let's grab Ragnhild since she's in the room and can't duck out.
Thank you, sir. That's just what I wanted.
Is Agamemnon someone we would want to join that meeting?
Only barely. Yeah, we ought to bring in Agamemnon as well.
That's 7-ish. That's about 8.
That would be 8 because our PCs is 5 plus Mariko is 6 plus Ragnhild is 7 and Agamemnon is 8.
All right. So you guys arrange for a couple vehicles, one of which being Geralt's
6-seat off-roader.
Yeah, 6-seat off-roader. Probably a hover transport as well. And Agamemnon is hovering in the hover transport, just like sitting behind you and to your right, Caleb. And you guys send the information over, and 4 hours later, which is about 6 p.m., we'll go with, you find yourself under the guns of 2 Union dropships who, like, they cleared you. You had confirmation that they cleared you, but you can see, like, large lasers, LRMs, medium lasers, all tracking both vehicles. There's enough to kill you guys about 3 times in each gun before you could turn and pull away if you tried.
I mean, it would be the same with mechs, right? Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You guys pull up to and then are waved on board the Overlord. I very much doubt any of you have ever been on an Overlord before. This thing is literally 3 times as large as probably any dropship you've ever been on. The main vehicle bay you guys pull up into is enormous. It is massive on a scale that is almost hard to comprehend. This thing flies through space and lands on planets. And there's a little like valet / marked off area that is obvious for parking vehicles, because there's like three off-road civilian vehicles parked in here. And yeah, you guys are there's a troop of guards that snaps to attention when you pull up and park, and Caleb, they give you a salute and say, "Welcome aboard the..." Oh, shoot. Nah, we're gonna go with it. "Welcome aboard the Agamemnon, Major. How are you this evening?"
I'll return a generally okay salute and say, "Glad to be here. Appreciate the hospitality," and I'll sort of look sideways at Agamemnon and suppress a laugh and look back at I assume it's like a sergeant, and say, "Lead us on, Sergeant."
He is wearing sergeant bands. I don't know actually how it's yes, he's wearing sergeant bands, and he says, "Yes, follow me right this way." And Agamemnon's eyes are wide. His face is a little pale.
Are you okay, Agamemnon? Do you need some aspirins?
I'm here. It's okay. Everything is fine. Okay.
Geralt will just sidle up beside Agamemnon, hook his arm inside his, and just start gently walking, not tugging, just walking.
Yeah, he's looking a little dazed, but you guys are led into an elevator bank. This elevator is sized for probably 36 passengers. So between the 8 of you, the sergeant, and a private who came along, or who's running the buttons, place is plenty large enough. And sergeant looks at the private and goes, "Command floor." Private hits button. You guys start going up.
All the while, Geralt is eyeing wide-eyed at all the tech. See if you can find a back door or hints of a back door or something into security. Just idly looking at screens while they're passing.
There's a whole lot of not super high tech on this ship. Functionality over form, so you don't see much in the way of things like touch screens or anything. A lot of physical buttons and levers. There's a old-fashioned button array is what the private hit in order to make the thing go up. They have what's the proper term? They have like name hangers, badges. And as you guys are led towards the conference room, the sergeant shows ID twice and badges a door himself once, and then goes and says, "Here's your door. Good to meet you. Good to meet you, Major. When you guys are done, the commandant will let me know." And he offers another salute and turns around and starts walking away. There are definitely people watching you guys, though.
All right, Caleb takes a deep breath and opens the door and walks in.
You see in this room there are the Commandant General herself is sitting at a rather large mahogany desk. It's got some brass like weight so not the right term. Paper weights. There we go. Like arrayed out in a more artful than functional way. To her right is a small, thin man. He's got a she is wearing her full formal military uniform. Like hat is not on her head, but is under her hand as you guys walk in. There's a smaller guy, thinner build, pale as a ghost, but like shock black hair and dark eyes behind her and to her right. He is got a mech warrior cooling vest on and a sidearm at his hip. And he's got a very serious expression on his face, and behind her to her left is a staff sergeant wearing staff sergeant goes and a small comment. You get the impression this is Gita, and they have they're not wearing their formal I forget the military term. They're wearing their normal uniform, not their dress whites. But Anya is definitely wearing her dress colors, and as you guys get in the room, she stands up, says, "Welcome. Yeah, please find a place to sit down. Gita, I believe you have talked to in the past. And this is my XO. Nope. Wrong. There we go. Klaus Bonn. Or, sorry, Bomi. So, Klaus, Captain. Klaus Bomi. Captain Bomi. The Thundering Einherjar.
So, player question.
Yes.
When did we talk to Gita? Who is this person?
They are the staff sergeant of the... So, pardon me, I'm putting some names in. Oh, shoot. I lost Gita's name. Well, anyway, I forget what her last name was. She was the person who arranged this meeting.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thanks.
I can look up her last name later. So, yes. And the XO straightens up. He's kind of slouched against one of the walls in her room and offers you a very dark look. And she turns to you and says, so, anyway, we were here to, well, okay, we're not here to offer you a job, but I am here to offer your short battalion a job, perhaps. Or at least part of it.
We're all ears.
So, my regiment requires R&R and repair and refit from the lovely populace of New Bergen. And she looks around the room and catches eyes with you, Geralt, and you see one of her eyebrows just do a half raise, and then she continues to scan the room. and we're purchasing certain supplies from the New Bergian peoples. That said, we won't be here for very long, so we don't intend to kick you off the planet nor take control of the planet. We're here for a few weeks, maybe a couple months, in order to give our people some rest and get a chance to resupply before we head back towards Algae, and perhaps our next step of this operation. Unfortunately, or fortunately for you, perhaps, we have intelligence that Rosselhag, a single jump from here, has acquired a Helm memory core. And I do not wish for them to continue to have it. Okay, let's put a period there in character, and let's hop out of character. Do you guys know what a Helm memory core is?
Doesn't it have
Yes.
to be to have to do something with controlling like assault mechs or stuff?
It's a data bank of information from Star League era that was previously lost. That means that lost tech will eventually be able to be produced again.
Gotcha.
Right. So last year sometime, the famous or infamous, depending on who you talk to, Grey Death Legion were falsely accused of war crimes and assaulted on their planet hold on... I cannot remember the name of the planet right now.
Helm.
Oh, well, yeah. No. Duh. Okay, so the planet of Helm. So in the course of the assault, they came away with a story of a Castle Bryan underneath Helm, along with some 3, 4, 5 regiments of pristine lost tech mechs, and the destruction of some small number of nuclear explosions that eliminated those pristine lost tech mechs. And nobody would believe them, with the exception of they left planet on a Union commanded by Duke Hassad Rickol, who's a member of the Draconis Combine, coming away with a curious thing that's about, size of a box of Kleenexes, just packed with data. And so Duke Rickol took at least one copy of that to the Draconis Combine, and the Grey Death Legion proceeded to copy and distribute this what's known as the Helm Memory Core to all of the other major Intersphere houses. And there has been wherever one of these has been installed, there is a rejuvenation of both civilian technology and also military technology. So a Helm Memory Core located, one of the things about it is these are being physically carried from system to system, because Comstar says that the data involved is too dense for transmission over the HPG network, and they therefore will not allow transmission. And there have been several confiscations of Helm memory cores when they got in or near Comstar facilities. So anyway, a Helm memory core located on the industrial and military hub of Rosselhag is bad news for anybody who doesn't like being part of the Draconis Combine in this sector of the Intersphere. All right. And many of your characters would know that, or at least have a sense of it. So anyway, any further questions on any of that lore?
Nope.
Negatory, I'm familiar.
Okay. So she goes, so I can't admit, I'm not allowed to broadcast that the first Lyrian is on New Bergen, and we have interdicted Algahi, which is where we jumped through to get here, but we can't let the Draconis know that we are as close as we are here, because they would bring the hammer down if they thought they could catch the section of the first Lyrian here that are here. We have one regiment of mechs, and that's all we have. And your two companies are really good at liberating a planet, but I don't think they would stand up to multiple regiments trying to land.
Funny thing, you're the second person who's asked me that in just a couple days.
She smiles and gives you a very serious look and says, I want to hire you for an objective raid. The objective, capture or destroy the Helm Memory Core and any copies that may be on Rosselhog. We have some ideas to get you there, to get you out safely. Original plan was to hire one of your companies to do the work, but rumor tells us that you guys took on a squad of Dest troopers, and so mayhaps a little more subtle than 12 mechs landing on planet is possible. Interested, Major?
I'm not yet ready to turn you down, although color me a bit skeptical.
Fair enough. We have spies on Rosselhog. This shouldn't surprise you. We have spies here. This also shouldn't surprise you. She looks at Geralt and says, not everything has been told to us, but either way, we think we know where the memory core is held, and while possible that it is a trap, we think a company of mechs or a troop of soldiers with elite skills could take it out. I would prefer, of course, to acquire the core for my own use and mayhaps for New Bergen's use, but destroy is on the table. And she taps her desk and pulls out a sheaf of paperwork. The Lyrians dropped with 3 battalions, not 3 regiments. One regiment total. She offers it to you, Caleb, and when you take it, she goes, the general outline is there. Of course, all of half of pages 2 and 3 are redacted. All of the important details on how to do the mission are, of course, redacted. But we think our intel is good, and you're a relatively young mercenary company, but I'll let you in on a secret. The most profitable and, of course, most dangerous missions are the objective raids. All right.
So is it a contract that she handed us or mission briefing?
It is a contract, so it covers it has a mission briefing in it, but the mission briefing has been redacted. The only thing that's left of that is objective raid, targeting Rasselhag, and then there's a gap exactly the length of Helm Memory Core located at, and then some sort of address.
Does the contracts also say things like destroy or capture Helm Memory Core instead of just one of the two?
It's the objective is, yes, destroy or capture, but cannot remain on planet. You have to make sure it's no longer on planet, so you can't grab it, and then lose it as you're loading onto the dropship.
What about destroying and keeping it there when it's destroyed?
So destruction of the Helm memory core. So the things are relatively fragile. So a single bullet through it will completely wreck it to basically unrecoverability, at least with current technology levels.
Okay.
They're easy to destroy, and there are rumors going around that there have been objective raids on other planets that had Helm memory cores that no longer have them. But copying one is not a terribly long process as long as you have the correct tools and memory devices.
Enough memory.
Yeah. So there are definitely copies of this thing floating around, mostly in the hands of the great houses. The only mercenary company you are aware of that has a functioning copy of one is the Grey Death. And they're coming out with some very interesting designs.
Right. So I'm wondering if the intel also specifies if they have copies of it on planet.
So they are only the spy report, and she says this out loud. It's not actually part of the thing because redactions. Our spies report that it arrived relatively recently on planet and is under enough security that we're pretty sure it has not been copied again. The Draconis are very careful with their copies of these things. They don't want to let them get out into civilian hands. They tend to send or copy one copy for a planet and then leave it at that. We have had a couple of successful I am told we have had a couple of successful infiltrations taking them out in Pesht. Where at least twice Pesht had a memory core and did not have a memory core, and it took them months to re-establish one in Pesht. Pesht is the military district to the galactic south of here, I guess. Towards Terra from here.
I see.
So the pay is the same in either direction, whether it is a mech assault or a personal assault. Mechs are safer, but personal assault, well, you don't have to worry about repairs. Caleb, give me 2d6 plus... Sorry, no, give me a charisma plus connect roll, please. And everybody can give me 2d6 plus administer or knowledge. Sorry, a knowledge plus intelligence or administer plus intelligence roll. There we go. A 5. You're not getting much from her.
One away from a critical fail.
Yeah, so you're not getting much from her. She has a very, professional, militarily schooled, she's not emoting very much.
I'm actually gonna reroll to see if I get better.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
8 it is.
So contract and the non-redacted parts of the contract, Geralt, do not cover repair of vehicles. They do cover transport to and from Rasselhag. So from basically the mission starts when the dropship or whatever conveyance you are on lands. Mission ends when you're back aboard the dropship. So mission length is essentially on planet time. You are expected to be on planet no longer than 48 hours, but it's a week there, however long it takes to get from wherever your jump point is to planet, and then 48 hours, and then back on the dropship, back to the jump ship, and then back here. About 3 weeks round trip.
What about our admin friend?
Admin friend has gotten to the payment section of this and is like trying to jostle your elbow, Caleb, as you are staring down is not the right term, but trying to read Anya.
I will. I'll look over at Agamemnon and I'd like to try and read him as well. See what I can tell about him.
Go ahead and
while I'm asking him what's up.
Give me your intel or your charisma plus connect with Agamemnon. Give it a +2 because you know him so well. Oh, that's significantly better. So he has you know that he is seeing sea-bills flash before his eyes. Like, and then looking at the payout for this, successful mission, full mission parameters, is you get to keep the Helm memory core on New Bergen. They don't want it to travel outside of New Bergen, but so the Thundering Einherjar could keep a one Helm memory core, assuming you captured it. And there is and I'm gonna go with top end pay for a company in a objective raid, and we can look. I don't know what the contract numbers, but we're talking probably in the 25+ million C-bill range, for fully successful mission. Anything you make it back off planet with, as far as scrap, they don't care about. Like, they're only there
Full salvage rights?
Full salvage rights, but it is under the auspices of you're unlikely to be able to carry anything off. I mean, if you stole a bunch of mechs and then walked off with them, like you landed on foot, stole a bunch of mechs and walked off with them, then you get to keep them.
That could never happen.
I know, right?
Never.
So full salvage rights, but no repair. Like, you get a mech blown up and leave it on planet, and no. Actually, no. Let me correct that. There is full repair, 50% loss coverage in this.
Oh,
So
that's very interesting.
So full repair means you don't get your ammo paid for, but you get any combat damage paid for. And 50%, if you guys get a mech blown up and you have to leave it on planet, then 50% of the purchase value of that mech is also covered.
After Caleb listens to Agamemnon and has a brief conversation, he'll turn back to the general and say, "I think we can work something out. How soon do you need a final answer?"
It'll depend on if you're going to lift off with mechs or not. I guess how quickly we can turn you around depends on whether you want to lift off with mechs or not. No mech, we can turn you around in another, let's see, the jump ship, there's an invader class jump ship that would take you. It needs to charge from here to there, so we could leave tonight. I wouldn't suggest it. But tomorrow, no doubt. If you want to take mechs, I would say 2 more days, and we can load you onto the union, one of the unions here, and you can take off from there. So call it 2 days at the for the final decision. We are here for at least 3 weeks, so you have until we dust off to make your decision. One final thing that my aide and her aide is like giving her commander a look, but hasn't said anything. Would like to say is this does not require exclusivity. So if you have a deal with the New Bergen government, we don't intend to take you from that, because we're not planning on staying on planet, and well, any forces the Draconis throw at this planet are forces that don't get thrown at us. And any damage you do before they leave helps our plan out.
Sounds like a generally beneficial arrangement all around. We'll look this over, and we'll have an answer for you sometime tomorrow.
She nods, and looks over at blah 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 blah. Why can I never remember names? I put the names. She looks over at Klaus, and Klaus gives everybody can see him like half roll his eyes at her. And then she looks at Gitta and says, Gitta, if you would prepare a non-redacted final copy of this for our friends. I can't let this contract leave this vessel, but you guys can tomorrow, when you've made your decision, if you decide against it, then nor need to return here. But if you decide for it, you can feel free to meet us here. I would appreciate that this information does not leave your command staff. If this gets out, contract is revoked, because there are spies on this planet for the Combine, and we can't let them know what's going on before you guys are already outbound.
We have more incentive for that than you do, I think.
Yes, because if it's not a trap now, if somebody finds out about it, it's definitely will be a trap before you land.
Yeah.
All right. Very well, Major. She reaches out a hand to you. Takes your hand in a firm grip. Says, "Let me know what you decide."
We'll be in touch.
With that, the door opens behind you. You can see that Gitta has some sort of like communicator on her, probably on her lapel, and the sergeant that escorted you up is standing at the open door and says, meeting done. This way, Einherjar, if you please.
What good service.
We'll follow him out.
All right.
I'll on the way back, I'll try to chat him up a bit. Just, simple stuff.
Give me a Connect plus Charisma. A 5. He gives you just surface level conversation. You get out of him. He's been in the military for 20 years, and he desperately does not want to raise above the rank of sergeant. And yeah, that sounds crazy, but I swear sergeant's the best place to be, because still get to pick on the privates, and nobody cares about us.
Less responsibility.
Exactly. Food's better too.
I understand. I had the same idea.
Your alt will just comment, just stay away from the colonel ranks.
He laughs. Ain't no officer training in it for me. He says, as you guys arrive at your vehicles, like, all right, and here you are at your cars. Thanks for stopping by, and
Thank you for the warm welcome.
he nods, and perhaps we see you around. See you in town, if nothing else.
We'll be back not too far from now.
He smiles. All right, you guys are allowed to drive off the ship and back into town. Or back into...
Last thing Geralt does as before his car leaves the vehicle bay is give the engine a real big rev out of the big V8.
Okay.
So it roars inside the vehicle bay.
Why?
So this place was loud with mechanical sounds and stuff. I'm assuming you have like your windows open and stuff for this.
Yeah.
There is a very impressive amount of sound dampening in this place, or something, or perhaps there's active like noise cancellation, because you roar your engine and you can hear it roar, but it does not echo nearly as much as you expected from a giant vehicle bay full of metal. It sounds normal.
Well, that's a disappointment, and it just and the car just rolls off.
All right, you guys make it back to Casa de Einherjar, the Thundering Einherjar Plaza. I love that, by the way.
The
Same.
Einherjar Plaza.
Maybe it was be mistaken, but isn't the designated area sort of what a plaza is?
Yeah, it sounds
Big
right.
open-ish area in between buildings.
Yeah, it's perfectly fitting. Like, I love it. All right. So you guys roll back in. It's probably 7:30 p.m. about the time you get back to home base.
Let's everybody that let's keep the same group and everybody huddle up in the conference room quick.
All right. Agamemnon was allowed to take really high level information, like there's an objective raid and this is the length it would take and this is the payment, but nothing else with him. So he's got that. And he doesn't, when you guys all gather up in the conference room, he doesn't put it onto like the screen. He just has it on his tablet. And he goes, well, Major, 1 or 2 more missions like this, and we could buy ourselves some transport. I know that was one of the things you wanted.
Yeah, not being reliant on clients for transport would definitely open up our horizons a bit.
I am under the impression if we had brought our own union, this would pay better too, because
Probably.
they have to transport us here and there. I don't think the timeline works out quite right though. It's too short.
It depends what kind of transport routes they're taking, doesn't it?
Well, it's only a single jump away. That's 2 weeks, but it's less than a full third week. And transport from he starts sketching up some numbers. He says transport from here to the jump point, and transport from the jump point to jump point from here to Rosselhog.
Rosselhog jump point to planets.
I mean, from here to the jump point is 4 days, right?
Right.
So that's pretty quick already.
Yeah, Rosselhag's 6 days. Their primary is a bit hotter than New Bergen is, and it's 6 days from the zenith or nadir point to planet. Could I get a knowledge plus intelligence from everybody, please? Including and who all was the NPCs there?
Agamemnon and Tai.
So Tai
Ragnhild.
And Ragnhild.
So Ragnhild would have a +2 on knowledge plus intelligence, and Tai would have a +0 knowledge plus intelligence.
I'll roll the 2d6 for Tai.
That was for the one with no bonus.
That's
So
Tai.
+2.
So yeah, +2. So Marina with an 8. Tai, well, everybody who, okay, so Marina, Ragnhild, and Tai, like your eyes meet in the center of the table, and you, Marina, out of your mouth comes the term pirate point.
Pirate
So
points.
back to, does everybody know what a pirate jump point is?
Illegal jump points.
Well,
Not so much just illegal as insane.
No.
They are meta-stable jump points, usually at, like, there's some around every planet, and there are some around, say, between planets and moons and around moons. They're places where the gravity is low enough to allow a jump point to form. They are generally way closer and way secreter than standard jump points are. They're also, as Caleb put it, insane. Because you have to know your numbers. Like, you have to know your numbers, otherwise bad things.
Otherwise, death.
Well, and they tend to be much rougher jumps as well.
Yes, because they're not as stable, and so the jump is a less stable jump.
Death is one outcome. Another outcome is likely what happened to Mirena before she ended up at Solaris.
Right. Which is why you came up with pirate
random.
points.
Yes. Random location.
Mm-hmm. The
Random
point
is not good. It's
the
getting
point
very
is,
far.
about a 2-day transit from a pirate point to the planetary surface does fit the timeline.
Right. Okay.
It
well,
also makes it much less likely that whatever you're on is interdicted and shot down on the way in.
I'll put a pin on that, and if they're gonna bring it up once again, I'll probably ask for it. If they know what they're doing.
The impression you got from that room is supreme confidence. At least from the commandant.
That's probably better than our little band of nomads.
Well, and they've got some skin in the game as well. They're not going to want to throw away a jump ship
Yeah.
for nothing. I mean, it's a pretty high value target, but it isn't worth. It's probably not worth as much as a jump ship is to them. So I think that it's likely to be successful. I think it's just possibly going to be quite unpleasant.
So an invader jump ship. Let's see if I can look that up quick. Civilian jump ships invader page 98. So I think this has cash value.
500 million, according to Sarna.
That sounds right. Yep, 500 million C-bills. So, if you guys are being transported on an invader to Rosselhog, they're pretty confident. Nothing is risk-free. But somebody thinks this risk is enough to give you guys, and we'll have to look up the actual value, but tens of millions of C-bills and a possible huge payout if you guys manage to capture the thing instead of killing it.
I think the money's good. The question I've got is mechs or no mechs.
Will sort of depend on if we want to flaunt the unicorn or not. I could probably just pilot a different mech if need be. Although I do like the knight.
I'm honestly thinking that this has a better chance of success if we are a little bit less conspicuous.
But do you want to go with mechs, or, as they said, go manual?
I mean, I personally like the idea of on foot. We can carry more by, stealing than we could in our own mechs.
How big is a memory core? Is it like a portable hard drive, or is it like the luggable
So
PCs of
so
yesteryear?
think about. Okay, so what I imagine your travel pewter is that you're building, about that size. So somewhere in the size of, this is a Puff's Kleenex box. This ish size, maybe a little bigger, about 10-15 pounds.
So a big portable hard drive, or small,
Like a UPS almost.
Yeah, but
small NAS thing.
a small NAS thing is probably a good, like a 4-bay or 6-bay dedicated NAS.
Which is why I wanted to know, because that is easily loggable.
Yes.
If we needed a truck to transport it, I would be mechs all day, because hook an arm into some carry thing and go. But if we can just carry it, we can carry it.
So this is person carryable.
Then Geralt is on board with on foot, because less conspicuous and all the things.
We do have to consider it while we get the correct intel, so we know how safe we are and where we have to infiltrate and stuff. Of course.
Yvonne, what do you think about bringing the fire starter along as a way to hedge our bets?
I mean, I'm always down for flame.
Seems like it might be a good idea to split the difference, plan the assault and most of the gathering on foot, but have a little bit of backup to surprise if we need to.
Agamemnon looks at you guys and says, "Oh well, whatever we take, this will pay for it. Heck, if we lost a light or two and still got full payout in the half pay, we can replace them pretty easily with what this is gonna pay. As long as it's not a full loss, they're gonna fix us. So
I'm more excited about how big Rasselhag is as a hub. There's lots of big shiny robots to steal.
he nods.
That is a lovely point, Yvonne. We could go in on foot and have the possibility, or at least the option, to, what say you, requisition some big stomping steel?
You guys took Tai along with you, right?
Yep.
Yes.
She looks at all of you and goes, I'm down with the idea of a foot assault. I would request to be included because, she looks at you, I look believable and sound believable and act believable, and you all do not.
I know Japanese.
You do know Japanese, and you speak it fluently and lovely. You've never been in DCMS.
I guess. You beat them though. Wait, that was not DCMS, right?
Yeah, it was. Draconis.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, DCMS, Draconis Combine
Right.
Mustered Soldiery. People who fight for the Draconis Combine.
Right. You've beaten some of them.
You have, and that doesn't teach you how they talk and how they think.
You're right.
So, Major?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think we'll need the help blending in. And I sort of glance at Geralt and say, yeah, we're going to need some help.
She nods
Well,
and goes,
I got my name.
"Yeah, I shall have to requisition some items from my past, but I'm game for the assault, Major, if you guys are."
All right, so then it's just ironing out the details. Agamemnon, in the morning, I want you to contact the what was her name again? The assistant,
Um,
Gitta,
Geta.
and let her know that we'll be joining them again to finalize the contract.
He nods and hovers out of the room. Tight.
All right.
Mariko stands up and says, I'll go get my things and I'll meet you in the morning.
Do we need more firepower, like rocket launchers or something, with us?
I'm thinking long guns and well, a rocket launcher wouldn't do too bad. I'll see if anybody has any contacts for some. Well, actually, Major, you probably have better contacts for that than I do.
Yeah, I might be able to wrestle something up.
All right. I wouldn't take too many heavy weapons, though, because those are obvious and big. The point is to get in and get out without hopefully getting caught. Or at least getting caught on the way out, not on the way in.
Yeah, the thing about a rocket launcher is you can leave it and just not bother trying to remember it. If it's there, if you need it, it's there. If not, whoop-de-doo, they can find a rocket launcher somewhere.
She nods. All right. I'm going to take my evening. I will see you. Contact me when you're ready in the morning, Major.
Sounds good.
She heads out of the room as well. Ragnhild goes, well, I don't think I need to be part of this, but let me know which mechs you guys want, and I'll get them ready for you.
Sounds like a plan. We'll talk to you in the morning.
She nods and heads out. I think it's just the 4 of you in the room now. Or, yeah, about.
Plus Denver.
The 5 of you in the room now.
Yeah.
So do we want to take a mech or not? What do you think?
Don't make it take longer. I'm not sure if that's a problem or not.
All right. I think we leave on foot and we'll see what we can come back with. Everyone's dismissed. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I was about to say we leave on foot. Maybe grab another rocket launcher instead of a mech, so 2 people get one each. Then just
Yeah, we probably want to go gun shopping beforehand, but
need to see if the army still has me on file.
Army has been mass producing guns. So guns are available. Pretty much whatever gun you guys want to buy is available at listed price in the game manual.
I have to browse through it because I don't know by out of hand.
Yep, that's fine. But we can shop between sessions or after session, or honestly, you guys could land on planet and go, "Hey, we should have brought this," and as long as it's not stupid. Yeah, you already said you're bringing 2 rocket launchers. Be like, oh yeah, they brought 2 rocket launchers, but if halfway through the mission you're like, yeah, we have a rotary heavy machine gun along with us too, I'd be like, that didn't come up before now.
How did you carry it this way?
Yeah, exactly. How are you carrying that up until now? But yeah, anything pretty much.
I just unfolded it. It was one of those collapsible bombs.
I've seen that movie. where it's like he's holding something and it's like unfold, unfold, unfold. The barrels come out, unfold. The tripod lands on the floor, unfold, unfold, and it's just a minigun. It's like how did that fit there?
Frank Draben's police squad, one of not the man with a naked gun, one of those.
Yeah, I think that's right.
On the rooftop, assembling a pistol into a 20mm autocannon.
Uh-huh. All right. So, Caleb, no problem at all with your contacts. You're able to scrounge up from the military a couple of person like tow missiles and launchers. So man carried anti-armor, anti-vehicle, sorry, not anti-tank, but anti-vehicle weapons. Yeah, any guns you guys decide you want, go ahead and get them as well. Anything else I should know about? I'm assuming you're going to grab some explosives and similar too.
Some vehicles, probably some hovercraft, a couple hovercraft.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You guys can pretty easily get some on production line, but not yet painted to New Bergen hovercraft sourced to you. Or you know, somebody who's on unnice duty. There's an official military term for it, but the somebody with a rattle can black out the Thundering Einherjar version of hovercraft for personnel transport. There we go. Geralt's got the numbers right now.
I mean, we have probably a couple of 100,000 C-bills together, all of us.
And well, you could just discount whatever you guys want to buy out of the Einherjar cash as well.
I don't know what the reserves are on that, but probably a lot.
Well, you just got paid.
Yeah, we just got paid, so we got plenty.
Yeah.
Also, just as an FYI, the most expensive weapon we conceivably can get is 400 credits, and that's a sniper rifle. So,
and Morena and Yvonne already have one.
Yep.
Yes, they're very big and very pretty.
But explosives, you probably get a lot. So,
rifles and shotguns are 300. Submachine gun is 200 if you want one. Yeah.
So no problem getting all various personal weapons. What crew are you gonna take for this assault? So it'll be, I'm assuming, the 5 player characters. It'll be Tai. Gonna grab anybody else? So foot assault is a sub squad suggestion, which is under 12 troops.
We're at 6 right now.
Yep. And the squad size suggestion is both a, we think this size squad could sneak in, and also you guys took on at least 6, if not more, desk troopers and survived, killed several of them without dying.
Barely survived.
I think let's pull in the twins.
All right. Thomas and Chelsea, they are willing. We'll have to give them NPC stats, but yeah, they're willing.
So that'd take us up to 8. And then what about Bob, just as a last?
Yeah,
as rounded out.
Yep, I'd be willing to give you Bob as well. He hasn't leveled up with you guys, but he's still pretty good. That'd be 9. And everybody involved can pilot a mech if it becomes important.
We have some healing with Marina.
Yep. Miranda might want to grab some extra
Yeah,
trauma
some
patches,
stim packs,
stim packs,
things.
las patches.
Let's round it out with the head doctor.
Sue is not good in a firefight, but just remain on ship, head doctor.
What about Company 2 Doctor Volya? Probably similar.
Yeah.
Doctors don't tend to be firefighters.
No,
Yeah.
they're definitely willing. They would be willing to go along, but remain on the dropship for like trauma care.
Yeah, let's bring along Sue as a 10th, but as a
Doesn't come along with assault. Okay.
exactly.
Anybody else, or just go with 10? It seems like a good round number.
Either it's enough or there couldn't be enough.
That's a very practical way to think about it.
Yep.
Do you guys mind if we go a little long today?
I'm good. Yeah.
Fine by me.
Okay. Sue Deserter?
What do you mean, like 3 hours from now is fine for me?
Maybe an hour
Need
long.
a quick
Okay.
BRB for bladder emptying.
Okay. How about we take just a short bio break if anybody needs it, and if you guys got any questions in universe, let me know, and then we can continue on.
Okay.
I may have to dip out just because taking the kids out.
Okay. Definitely we will stop before the assault. So, if you do
Okay.
have to dip out, don't feel like it's a problem.
Cool.
And yeah, just let me know when you guys are ready to restart back up again. Probably 5 to 4. We'll start back up again. My time. 4 minutes.
Okay.
I want to get to a thing, which may take longer. Do. Well, I guess this is when I need some like background music for the stream. So if stream has any questions, just let me know and I can type in responses as well. But yeah, see if I can think a little bit. Other terms that come up. Well, actually, I should find the other dropships that are here. Dropship. That. Dropships and jump ships. Jump ships, troop carriers, mech carriers, assault fighter carriers, civilian ships. Mules! That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, so the remainder of the, so it's landed in this array here. We have the Overlord dropship, 2 Union dropships, and 4 Mule dropships. All right. Do. Yay! Geralt is back. Gonna start in about a minute, Geralt. Do. Just fill in time because my ears are empty, and so I'm filling it with noise from my mouth. Apparently chat doesn't have any questions, so don't worry about chat.
I am back as well.
Woohoo! Give Easton Head just another minute or so. right. When does the company get some drop capacity? In the future.
You said there weren't any questions in chat, so I posted one.
You did post one in chat.
I'm back.
Yay! All right. Head should be back shortly. So, you guys get the plan. You let Ragnhild know that you're not planning on taking any mechs. You load up a couple of skimmer craft with weapons and guns and other weapons and more guns and rocket launchers. You guys get a nice set of like combat armor / like blacked out, painted out. I mean, you can't go into a objective raid troop mission wearing street clothes. So obviously somebody found you some like just blacked out uniforms. Tai comes up and she is wearing a dress formal captain's uniform with like honors on her left breast and like the captain's pin at her neck, and her hair is tied up into a tight bun. She has a captain's hat underneath her left armpit. And she is looking like she is wearing this as if it was a set of perfectly tailored suit or a perfectly fitted dress. She lives this uniform. Major?
Do we have something comparable?
You guys have never seen her in this. Like, you've seen her in a DCMS captain's uniform, but it had all of its, like, heraldry removed, like the braid removed from the shoulder, the thing at the neck, which is the rank marker, removed. None of the like campaign ribbons and or medals on her left breast. Like this is you've never seen her wear this before, but you've seen her wear the stripped version of this. But that one was not nearly as nice looking as this is.
As she walks up, I'll say to her, Captain, I think our odds of success just went up quite a bit.
She kind of quirks a eyebrow at you and says, just so. We'll need to come up with a rank for you that isn't major, though, because it doesn't make any sense to have a captain in this outfit being commanded by a major in that outfit. But we can figure that out in transit.
Yep.
I shouldn't be seen like this, though, so can we get into an enclosed cab, please? Because the DCMS is not well loved on this planet. Geralt, as you're walking up, you don't notice that it's Mariko at first. All you see is the uniform of an officer of the people who subjugated your planet for your entire life.
You hear a who let that one in here, until probably Marco looks over and, oh dear Lord, that is too spot on.
She goes, it should be as spot on as anybody who's ever worn it.
I'll be in the back.
She like nods at you, but it's definitely like a half bow of almost apology. All right.
I'm guessing we all got combat field uniforms.
I'd have to look up. It's the full combat armor. I'm assuming you guys are wearing.
I was using woven body armor before, which is one AC less.
What page is that on?
65.
Yeah, around 61 because that's the equipment section.
Okay, vehicles.
And
60.
armor is in the front.
Combat armor. So combat field uniform.
Yeah,
is what I'm assuming you guys are all wearing right now.
Okay. Got to subtract that from money, no?
That's as high a level as exists. Combat field. Shock absorbing. Yeah. So yeah, combat field uniform is a TL3 version of it, but it's same thing, but a little less refined than the TL4 version of it. So same armor class and everything, just probably a little
less encumbering.
Yeah, a little heavier than the TL4 version, but either way.
Right.
You guys load into skimmers and head at the appointed time back towards the dropship landing zone, and are greeted at the perimeter with a wave from, it's probably a wolfhound, or wolfhound.
That might be a little early for a wolfhound. Maybe not.
It's the one the one you have in the Hammerlance.
Hatchet Man?
No. Oh yeah, no, Hatchet Man. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes, it is too early for the wolfhound. Yes, Hatchet Man. Sorry. So yes, you're waved by a Hatchet Man as you guys pull in to the perimeter.
Also, everyone, your health will probably be max, right?
Yes. Yeah, all wounds are healed at this point. It's been 6 months since the last combat action. So you guys pull up in your full gear. Sergeant sees you guys pull up. It's a different sergeant. Goes, Einherjar? You guys look loaded for bear.
Well, that's the idea.
He grins and says, the Commandant General is ready for you. You guys can leave your equipment here. She'll be pleased to know that you brought it with you, though. And he like says something into a lapel radio. Says, if you would follow me.
Lead on.
Yep.
Same thing as yesterday. Gotta get through several checkpoints and at least one where he has to card in himself. Back to the same office you guys were in before. All 10 of you coming. I'm assuming Sue is not in full combat armor, but it probably has something. And it's just Geta and Anya in the office today. And she takes in your appearance and goes, good, you came prepared. So let's get this final thing hashed out and get you guys on your way. She thumbs a thing and types a code into her desk, and an unredacted version of the contract appears on the projector screen behind her. And she starts going through the redacted portions of it. And since you guys are obviously not bringing mechs, she goes, you guys will load it into the Mule 2, which is not a Mule 2, but is, look, it's a Mule. We don't bother name them most of the time. And head from there to the... What is a German word for serpent or snake?
Hold just one moment. I'll ask my local German.
Okay. can either be a like just the word for snake or a actual like.
Schnecke is what I was told.
Yeah, that's German.
So you will load aboard the invader jump ship Schnecke. Once you have been secured, you will jump into Pirate Point 3 near Russelhog. And she kind of watches your faces and does a little like appreciative nod when none of you look surprised.
Geralt is just trying to not look at Mariko because holy balls, that was too close to home.
Mariko does have a set of combat armor, but it is on the like she is wearing this. Schnecke is snail. Ha! So Shalanga? I think we're gonna stick with Schnecke because it amuses me more. So the once you get secured, you will jump to Pirate Point 3 outside Russelhog. Should be able to cover our jump entry well enough. The jump ship will do an emergency reactor charge of its batteries, so we don't have to stay in system any longer than necessary. Meanwhile, the Mule 2 will descend to planet, land at a commercial drop point. They have cover for business on plasma. What's the when you lose radio signal when you're going through the plasma or the ionosphere in coming into planet?
Interference.
There's an official term for it, but I don't remember.
Talking about the radio blackout.
Yeah,
the radio pause.
Radio pause, radio blackout. When you enter there, you will exit the drop ship aboard a unless you guys know Hilo, Hilo being high altitude, low opening, or Halo, sorry, high altitude, low opening, free fall.
Parachute.
Yeah, parachutes. She looks around. Do you guys know how to do Halo jumps?
Halo's my nickname, my handle, but I've never done one.
Okay, so
That's an affirmative on my end.
okay, so no to the Halo, but so you'll go into. We have a drop pod attached that will be auto piloted unless you guys have a pilot, which you could do, but down to the surface. You will land near the building that the thing is being kept in. Sneak or fight your way in, collect or destroy the memory core, sneak or fight your way out, and then return to the Mule and launch, hopefully without getting shot down on the way out. Either way, confirmation of successful mission will be transmitted to the HPG station on Russelhog. So if you succeed, well, but you don't make it back, your next of kin will be notified and your company will still get paid. Cold comfort, I know, but better than the alternative.
Yeah.
This is not without risk. Just want you guys to know before you leave that make sure you understand that this mission is incredibly risky. We're paying you a whole literal pile of sea bills for it, but you succeed, maybe New Bergen survives a decade without getting reconquered by the DCMS or becoming a protectorate of our side, because talking to their Governor, it sounds like independence is what is requested.
How about intel? What are we gonna get sent, or are we gonna get sent anything like maps or?
She
Contacts.
goes on once you have arrived at the jump ship. Maps and intel will be unlocked for you to actually make the mission. That data does not exist on this planet, but it does exist elsewhere. So
Yeah, as long as we're sure we're gonna get it, because it's gonna be very instrumental to our mission.
she nods. Yes. Well, I'm going to send you with as much data as I have, because the better you do here, the better my mission is for conquering the Draconis Combine. So everything you do to hurt them or help New Bergen is something that I don't have to do myself.
Risk is our business. This is what we do.
She nods. All right. The Mule 2 will be ready to depart in 2 hours if you guys want to get aboard. It's the northeast dropship. We're doing an emergency fueling of it from the nearby stream. So they'll be ready to go soon. I wish you the best of luck and good hunting, and I hope to hear of a successful mission in a few days from now.
We'll tell you ourselves.
She nods.
Right.
See you all on the other side, and you guys get up, get out, and within 2 hours, you are feeling the push of 2Gs against your spine as the Mule 2 works its way out to a jump ship. You attach to the jump ship, get locked in, and Geralt, actually everybody's data pads ping with mission data on it.
Do we have like access to the people in the jump ship?
You can talk with them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have a conversation with them. With, are you guys sure you know what you're doing? You know what the risks are of taking pirate points, right?
Says the captain smiles at you. He says, "This is our 4th pirate jump since we started towards the or started pushing our way into the Draconis frontier."
Madeline.
Okay, at least sets me a little bit at ease.
Don't you worry, young one. This ship has never had a misjump in its, he looks up, 100, well, he would know, 142-year history.
Okay. Okay, Marina will be calmed down at least a little bit.
All right. You guys get your mission briefing. It is, you think, well, give me a intelligence plus intelligence plus lead, intelligence plus no. Yeah, intelligence plus lead or intelligence plus no roll, please. Well,
Marina's still a little bit too stressed out about the pirate point jump.
apparently 6 is a basic. Yvonne, Geralt, everybody.
2 4s.
There are so many force. Geralt, yeah.
Rerolled and I got another
The force is with us.
The force is with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yvonne, okay, so everybody, you guys have some fairly good confidence that as long as the intelligence is good, this mission is possible with the team that you have. assuming the intelligence is good. Yvonne, you're looking over the plans and you make some cogent suggestions on some improvements to the plan based on what you're seeing. So the plan wasn't perfect. It is better now than it was, but no plan survives contact with an enemy.
Affirmative. Step 1, make
All right.
the plan. Step 2, the plan goes to crap. And step 3, throw out the plan.
All right, so I'm gonna try to wrap up here soon so that I don't leave Yvonne behind because I want to get this scene. So you guys get the standard countdown to jump. It's probably 4 hours since you arrived on ship. You guys feel you get the countdown, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and with the exception of Morena, this is the most horrible, mostly a jump is like a sense of discontinuity and no time passing while time passes. This is not that. This is like your insides are being torn out through your outsides and everything feels wrong and everything feels horrible. And then you are drifting in 0G and there is a alarm that is blaring throughout the ship going misjump. All hands, misjump. Please secure all hands. There has been a misjump. And we'll go ahead and end it there. So, thank you everybody for playing, or thank you to my players for playing. Thank you everybody for watching. It has been wonderful having you here. I hope to meet you back again in 2 weeks when we figure out what's going to happen to the players now. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been great having you here. Bye.